All right, guys, now it's time for our top 10 list of the week from LordSkunk.com. Sponsored by Loot Crate. Get 10% off from Lord Skunk at LordSkunk.com/Loot Crate. This week, we are looking at a very exciting top 10 list. We are going to be looking at the top 10 Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes characters that need a rework. Okay, the Star Wars universe is full of iconic characters, and for most Galaxy of Heroes characters, their game mechanics and abilities match their on-screen heroics. General Kenobi can lead a squadron of clones and Jedi to destroy their enemies, and Darth Vader can lead an Empire squad to domination. But what about those memorable characters that just don't have what it takes? These are the top 10 characters that need a complete rework ASAP. Coming in at number 10, everyone's favorite ship, Plo Koon. Plo Koon is very close to being a great character, but he is held back by his terrible speed, low base potency, and useless defense up buff. If defense was important or stealth was a concern, he would be a dominant character. He is described as a Jedi tank with clone synergies, and if he actually was redesigned to be either of these things, he would be essential. Plo Koon. All right, coming at number 9, Greedo. Greedo has the same problem as every character that relies on thermal detonators for damage. They are too easy to counter and ignore. Give him some utility on his basic attack and make the thermal detonator scary, and Greedo may start to show up in the arena metas and raids. Right now, we just forget about him.
Greedo's in this game?
Greedo, yeah, can believe it or not. Coming in at number 8.
Would shoot me.
Coming in at number 8, the most recently digitally remastered character, Grand Moff Tarkin. Releasing Death Trooper and Krennic means that Grand Moff Tarkin is not nearly as essential a rework as he once was, and moves him down this list. His leadership is not nearly as good as Vader and Emperor Palpatine's. His AoE damage is laughable, and his basic damage is weak. There are so many better Empire options out there that Grand Moff is only around to pilot his capital ship, to ship shard dominance, gear him, stick him in a ship, and forget him. Number 7, Nute Gunray. Nute Gunray is a terrible Galaxy of Heroes character who does minimal damage with no utility and no role in any aspect of the game. Give him Separatist synergies and we can run Geonosians. Give him droid synergies and we can run droids. Give him something so that he can be a viable part of the game. Coming in at number 6, somebody in the chat just said Mace Windu is one of the greatest Jedis of all time. The only character in this list that actually was reworked already and is still terrible. Mace Windu should be a devastating attacker, and he should cleave through his enemies with ease. There are better Jedi, better Dispellers, better leaders, and better characters. Mace Windu's capital ship is even the worst of the 3 options. Rework him and rework his ship, and he can make an impact. Coming in at number 5, one of our all-time favorite characters, Luke Skywalker. The only reason that Luke Skywalker is not higher on this list is the hope that someday Galaxy of Heroes will release a Jedi version that will truly be outstanding. He could be an excellent pilot, but he was not given a ship. He could be a great rebel leader with great synergies and attacks, but instead he is a useless character that is best used bullseyeing Womp Rats and picking up power converters at Tashi Station. And just for all you fans out there, here we go.
Take these 2 over to the garage, will you? I want them cleaned up before dinner.
But I was going into Tashi Station to pick up some power converters.
You can waste time with your friends when your chores are done. Now, come on, get to it.
Well, maybe they were right in the way they have Luke set up in that iteration. Not a very good first impression there, Luke. Sorry. All right, so Luke Skywalker, number 5 on that list. Coming in at number 4, Clone Wars Chewbacca. Chewbacca is one of the most recognizable characters in all of Star Wars, who could have been a devastating force in Galaxy of Heroes. He could have Yoda synergies from the Battle of Kashyyyk, Han Solo and Rebel synergies, anti-Empire abilities that destroy the incoming Empire meta, and a powerful ship to pilot. Instead, Chewie is just a furry wall that you use for the first 2 or 3 weeks of your Galaxy of Heroes experience and then forget. There are some people, though, I've seen that max gear Chewie. Wow. Talk about a journey. All right, coming in at number 3. This is a fan favorite, Sivaji Press, a terrifying warrior who could hold his own against Jedi and Palpatine. Sivaji is a bulky mess of a character in Galaxy of Heroes whose devastating special attack became useless as soon as protection was released. He is just begging for some Darth Maul or Night Sister synergies to be even close to effective. All right, guys, what do you think about that so far? We got all the way from 10 to 3. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's pretty spot on.
It's a pretty good list so far, yeah.
Yeah, well, of course, Mal, you wrote it.
I would put Tarkin higher up on that list.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Empire's so strong right now. He's probably, he's probably to rework another Empire character would be, people might start crying foul that play other, that like the other classes or whatever. But all right, so let's see here. Coming in at number two, General Grievous. General Grievous, for a character that was, up until recently, the longest, hardest farm in the game and was almost strictly made for paid-to-play crowd. General Grievous sure is underwhelming. He was a force to be reckoned with during the Clone Wars, slaying Jedi and leading the Separatist droid army in battle. He was also the fleet commander of the fearsome Providence-class dreadnought, the Invisible Hand, as well as piloting his own ship. Here you go, McLeod, the Soulless One. Not only does GG need a rework, but one of his ships as well. All right, are you guys ready for this? The number one Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes character that needs a rework. Here we go. Number one, CAD Bane. CAD Bane is one of the greatest bounty hunters in the Star Wars universe, whose exploits even included breaking into the Jedi Temple to steal a holocron. His Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes character is one of the worst, an evasion lead that only benefits scoundrels, low speed and health, no synergy with any meta squad, and middling damage means that this character is absolutely useless. They didn't even give him his ship, the how do you say it? Xanadu Blood? Is that right? Xanadu Blood?
Yep.
Okay. If any character should be fun, fast, and powerful, it should be him. He also mentored Boba Fett, didn't he? Wasn't he the mentor of Boba Fett?
I'm not sure.
I think Aura Singh was a mentor.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, I thought somebody was telling me that. I didn't watch those animated shows, but I thought somebody was telling me that in the shows. But okay, cool. So there you have it. Your top 10 Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes characters that need a rework. Now, just so you guys know, late change here. Number 2 was Kylo Ren. Obviously, we changed that because Kylo Ren did get a rework, and it remains to be seen how good that's going to be. So hopefully it'll be good. But he was number 2 on this list, but he has been fixed. So we added in everyone's favorite General Grievous because, man, I did watch like the first 3 episodes of that Clone Wars. General Grievous, man, he had some time there. He did some stuff. He seemed like he was always running away, but he did some stuff. He did some work. He could definitely kill lesser Jedi.
If you saw the Clone Wars series that they had before, the one that's like much worse cartoon, like it looks.
Yeah, there's the original Clone Wars, which was kind of a mini series that they extended a bit,
Like
and
the first encounter takes on like
Clone
4
Wars,
or 5 Jedi.
Grievous is like bad ass.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
And it was like Ki-Adi Mundi and Adi Gallia. There was a few other like big name Jedi. It was just like holding his own against them.
So CAD Bane was pretty good too in the animated stuff.
Yeah, and if you get to the second series of the Clone Wars, which I think was just called Clone Wars, which was 6 seasons worth, CAD Bane's a pretty badass bounty hunter in a bunch of featured episodes of that, at least by season 3. I think that exploit at the Jedi Temple.
In one scene, he fights like Ayla Secura and like 5 other Jedi and takes them like all down at the same time, like in that cartoon.
Yeah. Right? Wow.
Yeah, he's got rockets on his boots, so he doesn't need like a Boba pack. You know what I mean? He just flies around by his rocket boots.
He's like a proper old school cowboy, but in the sci-fi modern universe, and he just walks around with his swagger.
Wicked voice too.
Yeah, the voice actor for him is amazing.
I'll have to watch something on YouTube by him. I've never seen him in the animated series. I only watched a few episodes of it though.
It seems like initially they wanted him to be like a much more hardcore character, and then they eventually made him more of a joke,
Yeah, it's too bad. Well, maybe we'll see a rework with him at some point. We got Boba Fett got his, so maybe CAD Bane someday will get his. Who knows? So here's the final thoughts of the week. Not every character needs to be a dominant arena and raid character, but every character should have a role in the game and be fun to play. Hopefully, these Galaxy of Heroes characters will get some special attention and live up to their on-screen roles in the future. Again, this was another TeamSkunk.com presentation brought to you by Mac at Media Artist Collective, sponsored by Loot Crate. Get 10% off from LordSkunk.com/Loot Crate. Get those Loot Crates, man. Support the channel. Love it. Thanks.